What's up guys, Toxic here with TGN, and this is the Heroic Alice Razor Warrior Tanking Guide. What's going on guys, Toxic here, and I'm bringing you Heroic Alice Razor Prot Warrior Tanking Guide. So I figured that I would pick this fight for you tanks out there, for you prot tanks out there, because I found this fight in particular very hard to tank just starting out. There was a lot of stuff going on. There's the birds you have to worry about. You have to worry about meteors. You have to worry about when Alice Razor goes in the air and starts doing his breath thing. So there's a lot of stuff going on that I believe I could really help you guys out. And with this video, I'm hoping I can do that. So as you can see right now, the bird just came out. The molten meteor is going over where the bird usually goes, or in whatever direction it does go. So my first little tip here for you warriors out there, or any tank trying to get used to this fight, is when that bird gets down to about 90%, you want to eat your first worm. It's about 85 to 90%. That area is where that first worm is going to be almost vital, just due to the fact that they will get pissed really, really, really fast. So right after that first one, you want to start heading directly over to that second worm. You really do not want to waste any time in between the two, because the second that bird gets angry, you get hit really hard, really fast, and sometimes it's hard for your healers to catch up. So as you can see, we got our first meteor down from the first meteor that came down in the first eggs. Firestorm's coming out. Both birds are dead, so we're sitting behind the meteor right now waiting for Firestorm to be over. One little thing here, just like I said before, make sure that that first 90%, I can't tell you guys enough, that first 90%, you want to make sure you get that worm. You do not want to wait for Tantrum to get that worm, because most of the time you're going to get hit really hard and it's going to be unexpected. So here comes it again. Here comes the meteor, except it goes the other way. Warriors, what you guys, or any tank actually, what you guys can do is you really just want to be paying attention to that meteor right when that happens. Don't worry about the bird. The bird you're going to get, but you really need to make sure that you do not get hit by that boulder. It's essential that you do not. As for the worms, you need to make sure you kind of need to look around real quick to make sure that none of those worms are aimed right at you, so that you don't get hit by that fire damage, because if you're starting to get hit by the bird and the worms fire damage, you're going to take a lot of damage really, really fast. So as you can see, these birds die in a pretty quick manner. Warriors or any other tanking class, one thing that I can tell you guys that really does help improve damage is Tricks of the Trade, and Tricks of the Trade. It's 15% for 100k DPS, 100k plus DPS. I'm usually pulling around 140k DPS on my warrior on this on the bird phase for this fight. So if you guys don't have a rogue in your guild, you guys kind of just have to deal with it. But if not, try to see if you can get those rogues to trick you, because you will be doing a lot of damage, and it really does help out more than you guys can think. So basically, you guys are just going to keep doing this phase until she decides to do tornadoes. So on this one, on this part, we're not going to hit the we're not going to stop the meteors, just due to the fact that at the end of this bird phase is that she's going to do her tornadoes, so we don't need those meteors. So that's extra DPS that we could put on the ads and the birds. But tanks also, what you guys really want to worry about is those meteors, or the ricochet meteors. They can also be a serious issue. There's multiple times that we have wiped due to them, just because they can be unexpected. They really can. You really need to look out for them. So as you can see right here, we got she starts to fly in the rapid circle, so you get tornadoes. Now, a lot of people usually have issues with this, from what I've been hearing and what I've also been seeing inside our guild. To be honest, once you get this pattern down that you see that I'm doing right now, you should never, ever, ever have problems with tornadoes again. The only issues that you might have with tornadoes is that, as you can see, I have 2 feathers, so I might actually end up running into the tornadoes just due to the fact that I'm moving so fast, because of the nerf that they did on the tornadoes that make them move even slower now. So as you can see, we're going into the phase 3, which is the burnout phase. So what I want to do is I want to get away, because I want to charge her for that first interrupt. I don't wanna pummel that first because I mean that's just an extra cooldown that I would have to use to do it. So what I do is I charge for the first one, I pummel for the second one, I stun the third one, and then the fourth one I would get another pummel on. And by then, as you can see, she reignites, and then you just go into tanking her. So another thing for cooldowns, just a real quick tip. If you're not using, if you don't use Shield Wall or any other of your defensive abilities for when that bird enrages, which I do suggest that you do, if those birds enrage and you still have a little bit of ways to get to that worm, I do suggest you pop a defensive cooldown, just due to the fact that those birds can hit really, really, really hard. But if you don't use them then, definitely use them right there. There's a lot of healing that needs to go out right there, and if tanks are taking less damage, that's more healing that can go on the raid instead of the tanks. So you guys really want to make sure that if you do have them, you want to pop your cooldowns right there. As you can see, I still have Last Stand and Enrage Regen up just in case I need them for the bird. So you do try to want to keep something for the bird just in case they do enrage and you need it. So as you can see, that we're getting to about that 10% here, and I'm starting to head over to my worm. Now, if you find yourself not needing the worm for a little bit, I do suggest you still go towards that worm. What you want to try to do is, if you need that little extra time, just start doing a circle around the worm. Don't wait far, far away from it. Just start going kind of with the flame that it's going with. Just kind of follow it around. You want to make sure that you're near that worm, so the second that that bird tantrums, you can instantly get that worm and not have to worry about it. Now, as you can see, I almost get hit by a ricochet right here, but thank God I was able to dodge it. Now, another thing that we have also encountered is if the bird does not die. If the bird does not die, you are forced to try to take that bird behind the meteor. What we found out that we try to do in our guild is that what helps is if you still need to take them behind that meteor, because that firestorm hits really, really hard, but you need to make sure that you're not facing those birds toward the raid, because if you do, they will get cleaved, and the cleave hurts. It really does. So you guys need to make sure that you're still not facing those birds towards the raid when and if you have to go behind those meteors. So as you can see, the bird tantrums, so I get him right on that worm. I was standing right by him, so it wasn't that much of an issue. As you can see, I'm already starting to head over to that second worm, getting ready just in case. Bird goes into the mean phase and instantly right onto that worm. You usually don't want to wait. When he goes unhappy, you do not want to wait. Usually you just want to hit it right then and there, because we have the DPS to do it. I don't know if your guild does, but we have the DPS to be able to instantly just kill that bird. Now, another issue that we also have is, once again, the ricochet. As you can see, the ricochet just went right through that boulder. People can also have issues with that, so another thing that you have to look out for. Tanks, also, not the first bird phase, but the second one. You want to try to pick up 2 feathers. This is because usually the people that you have in the air are already in the air, and this is usually when healers and DPS that kind of want it but don't really need it, go ahead and grab it, because there's so many of them. So tanks, feel more than free to grab 2 of them. I love having my 2 stacks, just due to the fact that if I need to get to a worm really, really quick, it's really easy for me, and there's no issues whatsoever. But yeah, guys, so you just need to make sure that you get to that bird as quickly to that worm as possible, even if you kind of have to dance around it. Still be sitting right there, you know, kind of getting ready to hit that worm. You need to make sure that you're keeping an eye out for ricochet. When the bird goes unhappy, you need to be ready to pop a defensive cooldown. And as for warriors, as I think I've done twice this video, I have heroic leap past the bird or the worm's breath. So you guys also keep in mind, you warriors out there, you have a lot of means of movement. You have charge, you have intercept, you have heroic leap. You have so many ways to move, so don't be afraid to use them. There's really no reason for you guys to be able to, you know, get caught in something, because we have so many ways to move around. So as you can see, I'm doing that box. You know, you follow one, and one passes you, you follow that. You just keep doing that, and I guarantee you guys you will not get hit. So we're actually going to kill Alistrazer right here in phase 3. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Please feel free to leave a comment. Feel what you guys think is going, what is good about the video, what is bad. I love criticism. I love to know what I need to fix. But if you guys could help me out and say, you know, tell me what I need to fix, that would be freaking sweet. I would love it. But thanks guys for watching this video. I hope you guys have an awesome day. I'll see you guys around.